this video we are going to study some questions based on properties of inverse trigonometric functions. First, let's revise what we have done in the earlier video. In the earlier video we have seen that value of sine inverse, then tan inverse and cosec inverse always lies between minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, and cos inverse, sec inverse and cot inverse always lies between 0 to pi. This is very important result. Okay, now let's using this let's solve some questions. Find the value of cos inverse of cos 13 pi by 6. So generally what students think is whenever it is cos inverse cos, just cancel those terms and the answer is 13 pi by 6. But this is not correct. Why? Because value of cos inverse always lies between 0 to pi. Let's check whether this value lies between 0 to pi. So if you are not comfortable with radian measure, let's convert it into degree measure and let's see whether it lies between 0 and 180. So 13 pi by 6, to convert into degree measure we have to multiply by 180 upon pi. So this pi get cancelled. 180 divided by 6 gives us 30 and 13 into 30 is 390 degrees. See, the answer is 390 degrees here, but 390 degrees does not lie between 0 and 180. It is greater than 180. So if you think cos inverse and cos they cancel each other and the answer is 13 pi by 6, then that is not correct because cos inverse lies between 0 to pi. So we have to find the value which lies between 0 to pi, and we have same value cos inverse cos of 13 pi by 6. So let's find it. For 390 we can write it as 360 degrees plus 30 degrees, and 360 degrees is a complete rotation. So we get the same point again after rotating through 360 degrees. So 360 is usually it is equivalent to 0 degrees. So what we get is 30 degrees. So the answer here is cos inverse cos of, this is 360 degrees plus 30 degrees, and 360 degrees is equivalent to 0 degrees. So this becomes cos of 30 degrees. Now let's check whether this angle lies between 0 to pi. Now we have the angle 30 degrees and 30 degrees lies between 0 and 180 degrees. So it's correct. Therefore the answer is 30 degrees, and if we want to write in radian measure then that becomes pi by 6 radian. So cos inverse of cos of 13 pi by 6 is pi by 6. Remember, cos inverse and cos they cancel each other, but this angle should lie between 0 and 180. If it does not lies between 0 and 180, then we have to use this trick and we have to find the angle which lies between 0 and 180. Okay. Let's solve one more question of cos inverse only. Find the value of cos inverse of say 7 pi by 6. Okay, first cos inverse of cos of 7 pi by 6. So first let's check whether this angle lies between 0 and 180. So 7 pi by 6. Pi by 6 means 30 degrees. So this is 7 into 30 degrees, that is 210 degrees. Now 210 degrees is greater than 180. So it is not less than 180. So our answer will not be 7 pi by 6. So we have to change it. So for that let's find out. Cos inverse of cos of 7 pi by 6 is 210 degrees. So I am writing in degree measure. Cos inverse of cos of 210 is 180 plus 30 degrees. Now why I am taking 180 degrees? Because a ratio does not change for 180, so we will get only cos. But 180 plus 30 lies in third quadrant, and in third quadrant tan is positive, so cos is negative. So this becomes cos inverse of minus cos 30 degrees. Let's put value of cos of 30 degrees. Cos of 30 degrees is root 3 by 2. So this becomes cos inverse of minus root 3 by 2. Now let's revise what we have done in the previous video. In the previous video, we have learned how to find value of cos inverse of negative value. What was the method? There we have used two steps. First step is we have to find the angle for which cos is root 3 by 2, neglecting the sign. So we are taking positive sign root 3 by 2 and we are finding the angle. Now angle is 30 degrees. It is obvious because cos 30 is root 3 by 2. We have written the same value here. So angle is 30 degrees. Okay. So that is our first step. And what was the second step? Second step was whenever it is minus sign, we have to write it as 180 minus. So this becomes cos inverse of cos of 180 minus the angle is 30 degrees. So 180 minus 30. So that becomes cos inverse of cos of 150 degrees. See now, the angle lies between 0 and 180 here. Since the angle is 150 degrees, so we can now cancel that cos inverse and cos. So this becomes 150 degrees. And to convert into radian measure, let's multiply by pi by 180. So this dividing by 10, we get 15 pi by 18, and again dividing by 3, we get it as 5 pi by 6. So the answer is not 7 pi by 6. First we have to convert this. Okay, one more trick we can use is minus cos of x, cos of minus x is equal to pi minus cos x. Using this trick also you can find the value. How? Cos of minus root 3 by 2 is pi minus cos of root 3 by 2. So that will be 180 minus 30 degrees again, which gives us 150 degrees. Now let's solve question based on sine inverse. Find the value of sine inverse of sine of 3 pi by 5. Now sine inverse is given. So what we have to remember is value of sine inverse lies between minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. So we have to find the angle which lies between minus 90 degrees to 90 degrees. Pi by 2 is 90. So we have to find the angle between minus 90 to 90. So let's check whether this 3 pi by 5 lies between minus 90 to 90. So 3 pi by 5 is 3 pi by 5 into 180 upon pi. I am converting this radian measure into degree measure. So this pi get cancelled. Dividing by 5, we get 5 3s are 50, and next we have 5 6s are 30. So 36 into 3 is 108 degrees. But 108 degrees does not lie between minus 90 and 90 degrees. It is greater than 90 degrees. So we have to find the angle which lies between minus 90 to 90, and which gives us the same value, sine inverse of sine whatever angle we have. Okay. So let's find it. Now 108 degrees, we can write it as 180 degrees minus 72 degrees. So 180 minus 72. So this becomes sine inverse of sine of 3 pi by 5 is 108 degrees, and 108 degrees can be written as 180 degrees minus 72 degrees. Now why we are taking like this? Again the answer is same. For 180 ratio does not change. So we get sine only, and 180 minus that lies in second quadrant. and in second quadrant sine is positive. So we get sine of 72 degrees. So this becomes sine inverse of sine of 72 degrees. Now you can check that this angle lies between minus 90 to 90. So now it's correct. So we get the answer as 72 degrees. And to convert it into radian measure, let's multiply by pi by 180 degrees. So dividing by 18, here we get 4 and here 10. And again dividing by 2, we get 2 pi by 5. Therefore, sine inverse of sine 3 pi by 5 equal to 2 pi by 5. Okay. So let's solve one more question based on sine inverse. Find the value of sine inverse of sine of sine inverse sine of 7 pi by 6. Now what is 7 pi by 6? 7 pi by 6 equals to 7 into pi by 6 is 30 degrees. So that is 210 degrees. It does not lie between minus 90 degrees to 90 degrees. So again we can write this as 180 degrees plus 30 degrees. So we get sine inverse of sine of 7 pi by 6 is 210 degrees. Now 210 degrees is 180 plus 30. Now ratio does not change for 180, but 180 plus 30 lies in third quadrant where tan is positive, so sine is negative. So sine inverse of minus sine 30 degrees. And the simple trick to convert this is just put minus sign here, because sine of minus theta is minus sine theta. Now minus 30 degrees lies between minus 90 to 90. So our answer is minus 30 degrees, that is minus pi by 6. So sine inverse of sine of 7 pi by 6 is minus pi by 6. Let's solve one more question. Find value of sine inverse of sine of 4 pi by 3. Let's find out the angle. 4 pi by 3. Pi by 3 is 60. So 4 into 60 degrees is 240 degrees. So 240 degrees is 180 degrees plus 60 degrees. So 180 plus 60. Sine inverse of sine of 180 plus 60 degrees. So that will be just like in the previous example, we can write it as minus sine of 60 degrees, and that will be sine inverse of sine of minus 60 degrees. Now minus 60 degrees lies between minus 90 to 90. So we get minus 60 degrees, that is minus pi by 3. Okay. Let's solve one question of tan inverse. Find the value of tan inverse of tan of say 3 pi by 5. Let's find out whether 3 pi by 5 lies between minus 90 to 90. Tan inverse lies between minus 90 degrees to 90 degrees. Now 3 pi by 5 is 3 pi by 5 into 180 upon pi. This pi get cancelled. Dividing by 5, here we get 36, which gives us 108 degrees. But 108 degrees is greater than 90. It does not lie between minus 90 and 90. So we have to convert this. Now 108 degrees is 180 degrees minus 70 degrees. See, again I am writing in terms of 180. So this becomes tan inverse of tan of 3 pi by 5. First let's write for 3 pi by 5, it is 108 degrees. Now tan inverse of tan of, we are writing 108 as 180 minus 72 degrees. Now tan inverse of tan of 180 minus theta. Tan of 180 minus, ratio does not change for 180, but 180 minus lies in second quadrant where sign is positive. So tan becomes negative, minus tan of 72 degrees. And for tan and sine, it's really very simple. Just put this minus sign in the bracket. So that becomes tan inverse of tan of minus 72 degrees. And now this angle lies between minus 90 and 90. So our answer is minus 72 degrees. And just convert it into radian measure by multiplying by pi by 180. So dividing by 18, we get 4 pi by 10, and again dividing by 2, we will get minus 2 pi by 5. So tan inverse of tan of 3 pi by 5 is minus 2 pi by 5. Now let's solve this question without using the angle theta. Evaluate the value of tan inverse of 1 plus cos inverse of 1 by 2 plus sin inverse of 1 by 2. So how to find this value and how to think? See, tan inverse of 1 is the angle for which we get tan as 1. We know that tan of 45 degrees is 1. 45 degrees is pi by 4 radians. So tan inverse 1 is pi by 4 plus cos inverse of 1 by 2. Now we have to find the angle for which cosine ratio is 1 by 2. So what is it? Cos of 60 degrees is half. 60 degrees means pi by 3. So cos inverse of half is pi by 3. Next is sin inverse of 1 by 2. So we have to find the angle for which sin is half. So what is that value? For which theta we get sin theta as half. Sin 30 is half. So angle is 30 degrees. 30 is pi by 6. So we have pi by 4 plus pi by 3 plus pi by 6. Now LCM of 4, 3 and 6 is 12. 12 divided by 4 is 3. So here we have to multiply by 3. 12 divided by 3 is 4. So here we have to multiply by 4. And 12 by 6 is 2. So here we have to multiply by 2. So this will gives us 3 pi plus 4 pi plus 2 pi. And that is 7 pi plus 2 pi gives us 9 pi by 12. And dividing by 3, we get 3 pi by 4. So value of this whole term is 3 pi by 4. Okay. Evaluate sin inverse 2 sin inverse of half plus cos inverse of half. Just in the previous example we have written the values. So what we have to think is, we have to think the angle for which sin is half. Sin is half for 30 degrees, which is pi by 6 radians. So this becomes 2 pi by 6. So cos inverse of half is the angle for which cosine ratio is half, and that is pi by 3, 60 degrees, that is pi by 3. So this becomes pi by 3. This is also pi by 3. So we have the same term. Denominator is same. So adding the numerators, we get pi plus pi, that is 2 pi by 3. So this value is 2 pi by 3. Evaluate tan inverse of root 3 minus sec inverse of minus 2. Okay. First let's convert sec inverse into cos inverse. That will be convenient for us. So this becomes tan inverse of root 3 minus, so whenever it is cos inverse, we have to write reciprocal of this term, which is minus 1 by 2. So tan inverse of root 3, the angle for which tan is root 3 is 60 degrees. that is pi by 3 radians. So tan inverse of root 3 is pi by 3. For cos inverse of negative values, just remember this trick. Cos inverse of minus x is equal to pi minus cos inverse of x. So using this, what we get is cos inverse of minus 1 by 2 is pi minus cos inverse of half. So pi minus cos inverse of half means what? The angle for which cosine ratio is half. Now cosine ratio is half for 60 degrees, that is pi by 3. So cos inverse of minus 1 by 2 is pi minus pi by 3, that is 3 pi minus pi, 2 pi by 3. So substituting the value, cos inverse of minus half is minus 2 pi by 3. So again denominator is same. So pi minus 2 pi gives us minus pi by 3. So this is very important result, and using this result you can find value of cos inverse of negative values very quickly. Okay, let's solve one more question. Find the value of cosec inverse of say minus root 2 plus cot inverse of root 3. Okay. Convert cosec inverse in terms of sine inverse. So sine inverse of, we have to write the reciprocal of the term. So it becomes sine inverse of minus 1 by root 2. You can convert this into tan inverse. So converting into tan inverse, this becomes tan inverse of 1 by root 3. Now for sine inverse, what is the angle for which we have the sine ratio minus 1 by root 2? See, for sine inverse, it's really very simple. Sine inverse of minus x is minus sine inverse x. In the next video, I am listing the properties of inverse functions, inverse trigonometric functions. Though the proofs are deleted, but still we need the properties to solve the questions very quickly. If you learn the properties, then you will be able to solve the questions very quickly. So the property is sine inverse of minus x is minus sine inverse x. See, using this property, we can write this as minus sine inverse of 1 by root 2. Okay, let's write this term as it is. Okay. Now, sine inverse of 1 by root 2. So we have to think of the angle for which sine ratio is 1 by root 2. We know sine of 45 degrees is 1 by root 2. 45 degrees means pi by 4, but we have minus sign, so that's why it is minus pi by 4, plus tan inverse of 1 by root 3. So think of the angle for which tan is 1 by root 3. So what is that angle? Is it 30 or 60? Yes, it is 30 degrees. 30 degrees means pi by 6 radians. Now in the denominator we have the terms 4 and 6 and LCM is 12. 4 3s are 12, so here we have to multiply by 3. 6 2s are 12, so here we have to multiply by 2, which gives us minus 3 pi plus 2 pi, and that is minus pi by 12. So it's really very simple. Just convert those terms into sine inverse, cos inverse and tan inverse. And if it is negative value, use these two tricks. For tan inverse also we have the same trick. Tan inverse of minus x is also minus tan inverse x. So using these properties, you will be able to solve the questions very quickly. It's really not that difficult. Just learn these properties and learn to use the properties as well. Okay? Thank you.